Hey guys, today I have a Maytag washer and electric dryer set, and we're going to listen them up together. They can be purchased separately. You get a little better deal if you buy them both together, but we'll go ahead and show off that they are both working perfectly. So this one we've got set up. We're doing a light on the soil level, which tells the machine how long to wash during the wash cycle. We've got this temperature set to cool, so it's actuating both the hot and cold valves. Got it set to normal, but we're doing a deep wash, so it's going to fill just about all the way up with water. And you have several rinse options here as well. And as you can see, it's filling up with water now. And I've got an extra one of these guys right here, just placed in here, so it thinks the lid's closed, otherwise the lid would be locked. But that way we can kind of see what's going on here. Got the agitator in the center, and so it's going to fill up. And I'll show you that it agitates, drains the water out like it's supposed to, and that finally it has a nice, fast, smooth final spin cycle. All things you'd check out if you were standing here yourself checking it out. Then when it's all done, we're going to show off the dryer, and that everything on the dryer is working perfectly as well. Now for the hookup of your washer, you might consider a set of steel braided hoses like this pack here. I've got a link to both of these in the description. If you have trouble finding it, you can just click that. Also supports the channel, so we really appreciate that. But you can see here you've got blue for cold water, red, so it's easy to keep them apart. Now the steel braided is important because the cheap rubber ones have a tendency to swell and burst, and you definitely don't want that happening, especially if you're not home. And then a surge protector, there's many different styles, and I got a couple linked in the description. I kind of like this one because I'm always plugging other things in, but you can also get dedicated ones. You just want to make sure that it's 900 joules or higher, and that's going to protect your washing machine and the electronics on it. This one also has I believe that's a 4-foot cable on it too. So something like that to protect the electronics on it, super important. And this pretty much covers the washer. All right, so moved over into the wash. See, it's just about full submersion as it gets started here. Now it's going to vortex those clothes down the middle, down on the bottom plates, and back up the center as it gets going. It might stop and add a little bit more water, but with these shop towels, it's doing a pretty good job getting started. And as you can hear, nice and quiet. All right, so it's moving out of the wash cycle into the rinse cycle. So it's its first spin, getting up to speed. Those heavy towels extracting the used up wash water. Then it'll fill back up with fresh water for the rinse cycle. Agitate for a bit, and then we'll be on to the final spin cycle, which is the fastest spin cycle. But as you can see, spinning pretty fast. Nice and quiet. Alright, we're coming into the final spin cycle now. It's getting sped up, and once again, the only reason we're opening this up is because we have an extra lid lock, which I'll remove when we're all done testing it out. But as you can see, nice, fast, smooth final spin cycle. That's why it's also super important to make sure when you get this in place, you adjust the feet and the legs to get it level. Side to side and front to back. You want to put a level on there with the lid closed and make sure that it's nice and level because these spin super fast. Alright, now when talking about hooking up the dryer, a couple things you're going to need. You're going to need to find out what type of power cord you're going to need. These are all considered accessories, and they do not come with a new dryer or a used dryer typically. This is a 3-prong power cord. It's like that there. Has 3 hookups for the back, and it's 30 amp. You want to make sure you don't get a 50 amp that has a straight one here. That's for a stove. You want to make sure you get the right one for a dryer. And I've got these linked in the listing description also for you there. Now this is a 4-prong, so it looks a little different, but it still has the L there versus a straight one, because they also sell this in a 50 amp for a stove. Very similar, so you want to make sure you get the right one for a dryer. You can take a picture of your plug in your laundry room and match it up, make sure you get the right one. This goes on the back of the dryer, and then it extends out to wherever your wall hookup is. Super important to make sure you get one. It's easy to use. A lot of them have a flathead screwdriver on it to tighten it down. I like these wings here. You could just do it by hand. It's so much easier because every 3 or 4 months you're going to want to take this off and clean it out. So this makes it a lot easier to do. And then lastly, I always recommend a good dryer sheet, and I do not do fabric softener in any of the washers that I use or the one at home. Fabric softener is like putting glue in your machine. Eventually it gums everything up. Use 2 or 3 of these and you get the same softness effect on your clothes, but it doesn't mess anything up. So that's kind of the essentials there for your dryer. Okay, now we've got the washer cleaned, cleared out. If I didn't mention it, that's a nice huge king size capacity. Then we move over to the electric dryer, also a Maytag. We've got it set right now time dry, so we can crank the heat all the way up. It's gonna go through here and give you some alerts. You can turn the volume off or up if you want. You also have that wrinkle prevent set, so you can choose all the way up to 150 minutes of 10-minute cycles, where it cycles on, then cycles off in 10-minute cycles. That way it gives you a little more time to get back and get that folded up before the wrinkles set in. Then I'm gonna show you that it's heating like it's supposed to. So right in between those 2 red dots, it's taking a temperature measurement. It's about 71 degrees on top of the dryer. You can see up here, everything tumbling. So we'll go ahead and open this up. Right inside the heating element tube, you see plenty of heat coming out of that tube right there. We'll take a picture for the ad. And then we'll put these back in here. Now the lint trap is right here. So you pull this out and just clean that out before each and every load. Because how fast these are gonna get dry really depends on that airflow. So you make sure this is clean and clear before every load, and that you regularly clean the hose that we talked about there. Make sure that gets cleaned out. And sometimes even the ventilation all the way out to wherever it blows outside of the house. Super important to make sure that gets maintenance and cleaned a couple times a year at least, to keep this with good airflow so it heats properly and it speeds up your drying time. So that's gonna do it for these. We'll go ahead and get these listed up. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Thanks, you guys have a great day.